world knows her for the triumphs on the red carpet. The stunning gowns, the flashing cameras, and that effortless confidence. Most people only know this surface image. Behind the fame, there was a dark decision that changed her life forever. Most people see the glamour, but the real story begins in the shadows of doubt. What if I told you the very thing that made her a household name, the Disney Spotlight, was the same thing that almost destroyed her future? What happened next changed everything. And it's a story of survival you haven't heard before. Hollywood, child stars are often like fireworks. After the Disney spotlight faded, the world was ready to move on. In Hollywood, child stars are often like fireworks, bright for a second, then quickly disappearing into the dark. We've seen it 1,000 times, haven't we? Young actors who become legends at 13 and forgotten by 20, they get trapped. In the Disney image, a squeaky clean, perfect personality that the industry eventually gets bored of. In the quiet moments behind closed doors, Zendaya started to believe the critics who said she was just another replaceable child star. You see, fame at a young age is a dangerous trap. It's a golden cage. It makes you comfortable, it makes you soft, and eventually it makes you lazy. Why work hard when the world already knows your name? But what happened was heavy. She realized that the industry didn't want her to grow up. They wanted her to stay the same forever. Zendaya found herself standing at a lonely crossroads. On one side, she could stay a teen idol, safe, predictable, making easy money, but ultimately irrelevant. On the other side was the terrifying path of becoming a real artist, which meant walking away from the only security she ever knew. How do you reinvent yourself when the whole world thinks they already know exactly who you are? Most people fail at this very point because they are afraid to lose their fans. They get stuck in the past, forever chasing the ghost of who they used to be. Every audition felt like a battle against her own history. Casting directors didn't see an actress. They saw a Disney kid. But in this way, everything changed. She decided to stop begging for a seat at the table and started building her own house by firing her past and choosing a future no one believed she could handle. Your past is a place of reference, not a place of residence. To reach your next level, you must be brave enough to let your old self die so the new you can be born. Determination isn't just about believing in yourself when you have nothing. It's about being willing to lose everything. You've already built just 2. Start over from 0. This was the moment Zendaya decided to shatter her childhood image into 1,000 pieces. She didn't just want to be a star. She wanted to be a force of nature. She began turning down roles that were safe and easy romantic comedies. She waited for something that would terrify her and prove her depth. Most people know her as the pretty girl. But then came Euphoria. It was a massive gamble. HBO was a different world. Most people saw a controversial show about addiction. But Zendaya saw a mirror to the darkest parts of human nature. She threw herself into the role of Rue, a character so broken, so raw, and so unglamorous that it made the world uncomfortable. She wasn't the polished Disney girl anymore. She was messy, she was hurting, she was sweating, and she was real. But what happened next shocked the industry. Just as she won her first Emmy, she was cast in the massive Marvel Spider-Man franchise. But it wasn't easy. The internet exploded with toxic criticism. She's not the right MJ, they said. She doesn't look like the comic books, they shouted. They tried to break her before she even stepped on set. But Zendaya has a secret weapon. She doesn't listen to the noise. She listens to the work. She didn't try to fit their mold. She created a brand new one. People will always try to put you in a box because they are afraid of your true potential. Don't just brand. Use the light to show them who you really are. Even at the height of her success, the pressure was immense. Every step was scrutinized by millions. Every fashion choice was judged by experts. Every interview was a minefield. To become this new version of herself, she had to walk away from the security of her past and stand completely alone in the spotlight. What happened required a heavy sacrifice. She had to sacrifice her privacy and her comfort. It tested her mental limits and her place in the industry as a young woman of color in a world that often wants to keep people down. But here is the most inspiring part of her story. Even at the peak of her power, she remains a student of the craft. She didn't let the awards define her. She let her growth define her. She proved that you don't have to follow the traditional Hollywood script of scandals and noise to become royalty. You can be private, you can be mysterious, you can be respectful, and you can still be the most powerful person in the room. She showed that true power comes from the quality of your character, not the volume of your voice. But in this way, she survived in the end. While other child stars crashed and burned under the pressure, she rose like a phoenix. She didn't just survive Hollywood. She conquered it on her own terms, becoming the youngest two-time Emmy winner in history. Success is not about how many people love you. It's about how much you respect the person you see in the mirror when the cameras are off. Zendaya's journey is a masterclass in transformation. She went from a girl who was expected to disappear after her first show to a woman who is impossible to ignore, turned every no into a stepping stone to greatness. Most people know the result, but you have seen the journey. You've seen the struggle, the risk, and the absolute fear she had to overcome. As you watch her walk across that stage today, ask yourself, what is the one bold decision you've been too afraid to make? What is the safe life you are clinging to that is preventing you from reaching your true destiny? Because as Zendaya proved, on the other side of fear is a legacy that lasts forever. If this story inspired you to reinvent your own life and burn your old boxes, join our family. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, and tell me in the comments, what is your golden cage? What is holding you back today? Let's talk about it and grow together. See you in the next story.